All right, what's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome back to Ask Sylvester Lee. Tonight we're gonna dive into a real life issue, and we're gonna keep it 100%. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all tonight. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about the truth about men who pretend to be tough. You know what I'm saying? Now, today we're talking about a topic that hit close to home for a lot of us. Men who pretend to be tough. What does it really mean to be tough? And why do some men feel the need to fake it? And what we can do to embrace true strength. Let's get into it. Now you might be like, why is he talking about this tonight? I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna let you know. Now the other day, um, I was watching some of my favorite YouTubers, some of them I know personally. And he had a guest on there, and he had a guest on there that I was familiar with. So I went ahead and got into the chats. I got into the chats and I talked about how I knew him, why I knew him. And the way we known each other because we had, we bumped heads a few years ago. One of my relatives' homegoing celebration. We bumped heads about it, and I had to just remind old boy real quick how we known each other. And I said some things that was from my perspective. Now, just because it was from my perspective and you didn't perceive it that way, it don't mean I'm lying on you. It don't mean I'm putting smut on your name. It just mean that that's how I perceived it. And then in the midst of all these things, he tried to openly get aggressive with me. He tried to get real aggressive with me. Now, my approach to the situation was simply just commending him. And once I saw his interview and I realized, like, man, we of the same struggle. You know what I'm saying? We are of the same struggle. However, there's a difference between me and him. Now, the difference between me and this character is he got a loving mother and a loving father. You know what I'm saying? He grew up in the suburbs. I didn't grow up in no suburbs. The streets he hugging on to and he claimed it at his hearts. That's where I grew up at. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about these tough guys, what it means to be a real man and what does it mean to pretend to be tough. Let's talk about that. So first off, let's define what I'm talking about ideally. I just gave you guys a little rough patch about it, but let's talk about what I'm talking about. When I say pretend to be tough, I'm not talking about men who genuinely overcome adversity or they show some resilience or they have some emotional intelligence about themselves. I'm talking about those who wear toughness like a mask, something like this gentleman did. Men who act hard to cover up their insecurities and they avoid vulnerability or try to prove something to other people. I've never been one of those type of guys. And let's talk about these different things I'm talking about. When you acting overly aggressive, trying to intimidate others, you can't intimidate me. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Acting tough don't do nothing. It don't do nothing for me. I'm not moved by another man that's gonna act like he tough. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care if you are tough. That ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're not trying to jeopardize the safety, security, and well-being of me, my family, then you good. You straight. So you can be tough by yourself. Now, we're talking about men who refuse to admit their mistakes or ask for help when they need it. These are the men I'm talking about. Now, let's talk about how this guy was acting overly aggressive, trying to intimidate me, all in the chats and stuff like that, just running his mouth, using words like nigga and all this, and I'm a real man and I stand on business. Like, listen, right now you standing on that keyboard. Right now you standing where you sitting at, typing on that phone. That's where you standing at. You know what I'm saying? Because if you make your way to where I'm at, like a lot of these dudes, they act tough and they do all that over the internet. They do all that over Instagram and all that. But they don't do that to my face because I have a presence that demand respect. I give men respect and I demand respect, and that's a fact. Now we talking about refusing to admit mistakes when they are asked for help. Now, as a man, I told this man, if you don't perceive it the way that I perceived it, then I'm man enough to admit that I made a mistake and I'll erase my comment. Even after that, he still wanted to be aggressive, hiding emotions, even when they're struggling on the inside. These are the men I'm talking about. Men who don't know how to express themselves at all. You know what I'm saying? Bragging about strength they ain't got, bragging about dominance they don't demand, they don't have, bragging about success to try to gain approval of another man. I don't try to impress no man. That's out. I'm at a point right now. I ain't trying to impress nobody. but my damn self. That's it. Now, this isn't real toughness, man. It's a defense mechanism. This is how we hide what's really going on beneath the surface. And a lot of us know we got a lot of stuff going on, man. It's a lot of dudes out here that's really suffering in silence and they need to go get that checked out. Now, why do some men pretend to be tough? Why are men out here pretending to be tough? Like, if you in the comment section right now, tell me, why do you think men are out here trying to pretend to be tough? It don't even make no sense. Women, do you like a man that want to pretend to be tough, or do you like a man who actually confident and he know he can protect this woman, protect his family, provide for his family, and he stand on his own, he stand on business? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Hold on, let me see. All right, cool. So let's keep this conversation going. You know what I'm saying? Now we're talking about, why some men feel the need to fake toughness, pretend like they hard. You ain't hard. You in a coffee shop, you at Starbucks, you on the Wi-Fi typing. You ain't hard. You ain't got no ops for real. Ain't nobody looking for you. Then you have the nerves to be in another man's territory acting like you hard. You ain't hard, brother. I'm gonna tell you what it boils down to. It boils down to societal pressures, and personal insecurities within these men who has not developed. You know what I'm saying? So they go from, trying to appease cultural expectations, societal expectations about themselves. You got to be hard. So you go from a young age, boys who are told to man up, be a man, stop crying. You got to be the strong one. This creates the idea that showing emotion, is something that only women do. This creates the idea that showing emotion equals weakness, and it doesn't. A real man is going to admit that he's hurt. A real man is going to dig within himself and he's going to build himself up. He's going to express himself. He's going to have emotional intelligence. He's going to know how to demand and move a room. So if you don't know how to be emotional, then you don't know how to have a woman then. And you damn sure can't have no daughter. Because how you going to be a father and you going to lead and nurture a young lady if you don't have no emotional intelligence? Now, having that fear of vulnerability, which don't make no sense. Many men sees vulnerability as a risk, right? They see it as risky business. You see that little baby right there? That's a young man right there. That's little me. That's little Sylvester Lee right there. And I'm not raising my son up like that. I'm not raising my son to be out here putting himself in harm's way because he don't know how to navigate his emotions. I don't appreciate that. So for all you men out here that's failing your sons, all you women out here that's failing your sons and your daughters, all that, y'all creating the future for everybody. And I mean that. Now, these men who see vulnerability as a risk, these are the guys that are afraid to open up, man. They're afraid to open up, thinking that it'll make them look weak, or, it's going to have them inviting criticism into their life. They need to stop. They need to stop. Open up, man. Open up and get that shit off your chest, man. Now, what about this? The need for validation. The need for validation, pretending to be tough, what I'm saying, is sometimes a way for men to gain respect or approval from other men. I don't like that. It's about maintaining an image, even if it's not authentic. That's horrible. I'm a nigga. I'm the man in all zones. I'm respectable. I'm a rep. I'm respected everywhere, in every factor, in every faction. I don't even want to be known in every faction unless it's about getting money, building generational wealth. You get what I'm saying? It's gonna be elevating my family to the next level. If you ain't about that, you can forget my name. Don't worry about my name. I don't care about what I did when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I got a reputation. It's a lot of people that know me, know what I've done, know what I brought to the table. They know what I'm about. And I don't care about none of that because I want them to meet me today. I want them to meet the real man, not the hurt boy that was out there hurting people and causing pain in other people's lives. I'm not proud of none of that. Now let's talk about unresolved trauma. In the comment below, what do unresolved trauma mean to you? For some, the act of being tough is a coping mechanism. coping mechanism for pain that they have dealt with on the inside, and it's easier to build walls around themselves as a form of protection than to face the hurt. What are you hurting for? When I was out there giving people problems in hell, it was because I didn't have food at home. It was because I didn't have a father at home. It was because at home I didn't have structure. I needed things. I lacked things. So I went on out and I gave other people a hard time. Yeah, I did. Why I was running around? Why I was running around with the gang? Man, because they became my family. That's why I did that. I didn't do it because I was seeking validation from no man. I grew up with these guys. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about the consequences of pretending. Now, when you pretending to be tough, let me tell you something. Pretending to be tough, it doesn't just affect the person that's pretending. It affects everybody around them. And I'm gonna tell you how. So when you have emotional isolation, right? You know what I'm saying? Emotional isolation, if I stand correct, it's when an individual act tough and they push other people away. They push away valuable people away. You know what I'm saying? They push them out. You know what I'm saying? Relationships suffer because other people can't connect with the real version of who you are. They only connecting to that fake version. They don't even know how to understand you. They don't even know how to comprehend what you're talking about. They don't even know how to be a blessing to you because the person that they're encountering or they're facing is your fake ass representative. That ain't even a real version of who you are. It's a fake version of who you are. Now let's talk about mental health struggles. A lot of you niggas out here that's acting like you hard or you tough, y'all niggas is struggling mentally. You know what I'm saying? You guys are suppressing emotions that's going to lead to anxiety, depression, and even physical health problems for your dumb ass. I'm not even playing with you. Now let's talk about toxic relationships. Fake toughness, it breeds toxic behavior like control, aggression, and you don't even have empathy for other people. You a buster. As one of my homeboys would say, you a street punk. You a buster though. That's a real buster. A real buster, he don't have no empathy for nobody else. You get what I'm saying? He don't even know how to compromise with his damn self. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to the next thing. Like when you miss growth opportunities because of all this bullshit, toxic relationship, mental health struggles, and emotional isolation by avoiding vulnerability, man. When you don't allow yourself to be vulnerable, you miss the chance to grow, you miss the chance to heal, and you miss the chance to become genuinely strong. Because all these aspects of your trauma, your life, is to make you and push you forward to become a better version of yourself. You can't even evolve. So let's talk about what true strength look like. Other than this person you see right here on this screen, what true strength look like? Because I don't always look like this. You know what I'm saying? The talk that I'm talking, it was something that was developed in me. You know what I'm saying? Now let's flip the script a little bit and let's stop focusing on these busters and let's start talking about some real men like myself and a lot of you guys out there, a lot of y'all. So, what does it mean to like truly be a tough person? You know what I'm saying? Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Little my son right there laughing in the back. It's not about how loud you are in a room. You know, it's not about how much you can bench press. It's not about how many people you can intimidate, neither. It's not about how many people you done punched on or got punched on by for some of y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's about having emotional intelligence. It's about having humility. It's about having resilience. It's about having compassion. That is what true strength look like. And let's break it all down. Now, if we're going to talk about emotional intelligence, because that's something I keep throwing out there for y'all. Now, I keep throwing that out there for a reason. It's a reason why I keep talking about emotional intelligence. Real strength is knowing how to process your emotions and not just suppress them. You don't want to hold them in. What you holding them in for? It's about being able to communicate with other people and connect with others on a deeper level other than a surface level or how you feeling right now. My grandmother, resting in peace, always told me never to make decisions when you're emotional, when you're hungry, when you're angry, when you're upset, or all those things. You have to be able to go deeper than that. Get past the surface and really be able to make some decisions based on exercising emotional intelligence, humility, resilience, and compassion for other people. You got to be able to have forward thinking. Now, having humility is being able to admit when you're wrong, and it's asking for help. You know what I'm saying? When you know you need it. And asking for help doesn't make you a weak person. You know what I'm saying? It makes you human. You know what I'm saying? Strong men, they know their limit. Hold on, baby. Hold on. Shh. Keep it down, baby. Good night, baby. I love you. Go to bed. All right. So, strong men know their limits. They know exactly how far they can go and how far they can't go. Now, when you have resilience, you know what I'm saying? Because life gonna knock you down. Life was definitely gonna knock you down. So you gotta have that true toughness, man. And the true toughness is about how you get back up when life knocks you down. It's not pretending that you didn't fall. It's being able to embrace the fact that you fell and embrace the fact that you didn't have all everything, what I'm saying, in place to prevent you from falling. You know what I'm saying? So now that you done fail, you're gonna put yourself in a position to excel. Now let's talk about compassion a lot, not a little bit. Being tough doesn't mean you got to be cold. You know what I'm saying? It takes real courage to show kindness and empathy, even when it's not easy, even when it doesn't benefit you at all. You have to have that type of compassion. Now, I'm going to give you men some advice out there. I'm going to give you ladies some advice that you can give your men. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stop saying, no, I'm saying. I promise you I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give y'all some advice real quick, man. So all of you who watching this and you're thinking, men, you know, they tend to be very hard on themselves. So even if you watching this video by yourself, I want you to really close your eyes and I want you to say this, to yourself, man, I've been faking it. I've been really, really out here faking it. I'm gonna just tell you, don't worry, you're not alone. If you look to your left and your right, a lot of these dudes out here faking it. Now, here's how to start embracing your true strength, your strength that God put inside of you. Now, I'm gonna give you some advice. I want you to start small. I want you to practice opening up to someone you trust. You know what I'm saying? It could be a friend, it could be a family member, or it could even be a therapist. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just take it one step at a time and just let them know. I appreciate you. Just tell that to somebody. Even look in the mirror and tell yourself, I appreciate you. Or even look at yourself and tell yourself, I didn't like how you did that. I don't like how you handled that. And just kind of get some of those things off your chest. Call your best friend, call your baby mother, your ex-wife, whoever, your ex-husband, your ex-wife, your whoever. You know what I'm saying? For the ladies, you know, let them know how you feel. Let them know what you appreciate. Start one step at a time. You got to be able to open up. And then you got to challenge the narratives. You got to know how to challenge the narrative. What does that mean? You have to question what you've been taught about masculinity. And for you females, what have you been taught about feminism? What have you been taught about femininity? What have you been taught about it? What do you even know about it? But we just talking about the men right now, but I know there's a lot of ladies in here who got men that are busters. You get what I'm saying? That's pretending to be tough. I ain't got nothing against you busters, but I'm just not feeling y'all right now. It's a lot of y'all out here shooting innocent kids, shooting innocent people, carrying guns, think that's making you a man, and it ain't making you no man. So I want you guys to question yourself and ask, what have you been taught about masculinity? Is it helping you or is it holding you back? Them narratives you got, is it helping you or is it holding you back? And then from there, you're able to seek growth. You got to invest in personal development. You got to read books. You got to listen to podcasts, YouTube like this one right here, Ask Sylvester Lee. Or you got to join groups that focus on building emotional intelligence and resilience, especially in the lives of men. And then you got to go from there. You got to start leading by example. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on, baby. You got to show others that real men aren't afraid to be vulnerable. I can be big and tough, but by being authentic, I'm going to inspire other people to do the same thing. And then from there, you got to learn to take care of your mental health. You can't wait until you're at a breaking point or you have panic attacks and stuff like that. You got to talk to someone. You got to journal it. You got to find a healthy outlet for stress and emotions. Stress, good or bad, it just has the same effect on the body. Now, here are my closing thoughts, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been talking too much, I've been rambling. But at the end of the day, pretending to be tough is very exhausting and it's very unnecessary. And it'll get you hurt. It'll get your family hurt. It'll get you placed 6 feet in that dirt. So real strength is about how you look to others. You know what I'm saying? How do people view you? You know, it's about being honest with yourself and honest with those around you. You got to be able to embrace your humanity and you got to find out the true toughness that come from within. You know, so thanks everybody for watching this video. And if this message resonated with you, hit that like button, share with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more real talks on Ask Sylvester Lee. Now let's redefine what it means to be strong men together. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one.